Hey, I'm Chris UX. I'm the founder of the Spy Agency here in Atlanta, Georgia. Back for another video. Today's video, I want to discuss the social media landscape and politics. I don't have an official title for this yet. I'm just gonna do this video and figure that out afterwards. But after the election, there was a shift in the social media landscape where you had like a mass exodus of people leaving Twitter, known as X, moving over to Blue Sky. And even before the election, you had a lot of people leaving X, going over to Truth Social. And the question as I want to present to you as designers, will this work? I want you to understand, I want you to really think about understanding people and their habits. So I want to go over the video clip real quick, and then we will come back and discuss here.
Elon Musk bought Twitter in 2022. It is now X. So Blue Sky became a separate platform. It's an independent public benefit corporation today, and giving some tough competition to X. In September, Blue Sky had 9 million subscribers. Now it has over 15 million. The platform has added over 1 million users since November 5th. That's Election Day in America. And the reason was X's hard shift to the right. Since acquiring X, Musk has championed free speech, but fewer content regulations have led to misinformation, political bias, and a rise in divisive rhetoric. His recent support for President-elect Donald Trump only intensified the platform's shift. So users sought out a fresh space for discourse. On Election Day, X lost 115,000 US-based users. Where did they move? Well, Blue Sky is the biggest gainer. The app is currently at #1 in the iOS App Store in the United States, and it's because of its image. Blue Sky has projected itself as a fresh space for discourse, especially for liberals moving away from X. Even the news organization The Guardian says it'll stop posting on X. An advantage Blue Sky has is its interface. It's like an older Twitter. You can share a post of 256 characters. It can be liked, replied to, or retweeted. You can also follow individuals. That way you get their updates. Essentially, very similar to X. But will it replace the social media platform? Well, over the years, X has faced many such threats. Mastodon, PostPebble, Spill, they have all come and gone. There was also Threads. It's still gaining users, but it's yet to overshadow X.
And this is the one discussed here, because this is not the first time something this drastic has happened. It happened when, like to the video's point, in 2022 when Elon bought Twitter. And a lot of people say, oh yeah, I'm going to leave now. I'm not going to deal with this. And Twitter's a mess now under his control, blah, blah, blah. And they left for like 2 weeks, and then they came right back, right? And then in the midst of that, when they left, it was like this exodus out of Twitter, because Elon Musk took over Twitter. They went to like competitors, like to their point in the video, like Spill and Mastodon. It didn't work out because, again, I believe, just personal opinion, that the user experience trumps the politics. What's the problem with Mastodon, which I think it had a lot of, once I give to Mastodon, it is a completely different experience, but the onboarding was horrible. It was very confusing. It was broken down to all the different servers, and you had to be somewhat tech savvy to understand what was going on. So to me, that didn't work. I remember checking out Spill trying to portray itself as a all-inclusive network owned by people of color, and I put that in quotation for a reason, and some other things, but that didn't work out either. And they try to use fancy lingo, and like spill the tea, it's called Spill, and then you want to spill the tea on the network, and that didn't work out either. So eventually, all these people end up going right back to Twitter, now known as X. Not because they like it, not because they feel any different about it. It's just that they went back to what they're familiar to. One thing you had to give to Twitter, or now X, I'm going to just call it X. One thing you had to give to X is how easy it is to use. No matter how you feel about it, and no matter how you feel about the content you may see on there, It is easy to use. Like you could, if you go there, download the app, it's so easy to onboard and get to tweeting. It's that easy. So like to me, politics not enough to separate somebody from what they like. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Blue Sky. You know, now Blue Sky is a different situation because it looked like Twitter. Yeah, but is it better than Twitter? You know what I'm saying? I went back to using Twitter, so I'm using Twitter now. But you see my point? So eventually now if you got a whole bunch of like-minded people going over to Blue Sky, you got yourself an echo chamber. And a lot of people on Twitter like to argue. You know what I mean? So you got a lot of people saying the same things going on one space. I don't see it working out because because not only you have to think about the user experience, you have to understand human beings. Humans always yelling for change, but oftentimes they really don't want change. If that makes sense, if that makes sense to you, people may complain about a certain condition or situation, but that don't mean they're gonna move and act on it because change is hard. And hate to say it, a lot of people they rather be someplace where they're comfortable and familiar, whether they like it or not, compared to going out to the unknown trying to find what real change is. So I don't see this being a long-term solution because outside of Mastodon, you also had Threads on by Meta. Now I think the only reason that Threads grew so fast because they did one genius move as a user experience. They gained so many users so quickly, like up to 15 million, because since Meta on Facebook and Instagram, you can sign up using your Instagram account. So they made it a very easy onboarding experience similar to Twitter, right? But a lot of people didn't stick to Threads because of its different experience. Well, it's two things. One, because they treated it's very heavy, influencer heavy on Threads. So, like from my understanding, you're pushing this influencer culture there, which I feel like in a few years that's gonna kind of like die down a little bit. Two, only reason they're able to keep so many users, whether they're active or not, because I call this dark UX. Because since you connected to Threads through your Instagram account, there's no way to close your Threads account without deleting your Instagram account. So you're a person that's been on Instagram for years, and you got all these photos there for years, and you build up your following for years, you're not gonna be so quick to let that go just because you want to get off Threads. So dark UX. I mean, to me that's a terrible strategy, but I get it. We talked about this before, business over the experience, right? So I don't think everybody moving over to Blue Sky. So you have a whole bunch of far left people going to Blue Sky. You may have some far right people going over to Trump's Truth Social, and I believe that both ends are going to experience the same problem. I don't know. I've been like looking on the internet. You know what I mean? I have seen very few users take an exodus to go on either Blue Sky or Truth Social and use them exclusively. They always kind of tend to still use Twitter, and because Twitter got a huge base, of users, and you can have debates. People like debating, and people like to argue. You know what I mean? So, but also I also noticed too, you got too many people they had like the same, and because of that, so even though you got a whole bunch of people that had like similar views, after a while they'll start attacking each other, which has recently happened on Blue Sky. They say they had the most reports in one day than they had like this whole history because people flagging each other off varying opinions, whether it's a violation of the TOS or not, because that is what they used to doing. So I think eventually, my personal opinion, they're all going to go back to what they're familiar with, which is Twitter. I think they may be outraged right now. I think they could be upset right now for a variety of reasons, whether because whether because they don't like Elon running Twitter, or whether because they feel like some people may feel like the Twitter could be censored in a sense, which I have noticed. You can get community noted a lot faster these days, and this whole thing being community noted and fake news and all the other things wasn't even an issue. They all came an issue within the past 5 years, 5 to 10 years. Like I was thinking about the old internet, like 20 years ago. Even people posted whatever they want, and because people always lying. People lie all the time. So like you go sit here and try to moderate each slide that they posted. Now, at what point that are you gonna give responsibility to the adults to have discernment and do their own research to determine what's real and what's not? So that's a whole different issue in itself. But but what do you think? Like, do you think how you feel about this? Like, do you disagree with me? You think a person's politics will keep somebody off a particular platform, or do you think a user experience is going to trump it all? Because I think the winner is going to be whoever got the best experience. Like I say, you can have, yeah, you can't be in an echo chamber, but if that echo chamber is it's complicated to use, not stable or it's not as secure, or people like to be seen as well. People like to be seen. So, a lot of people are not a big fan of going to a smaller platform. I've seen that too. So, to me, there's a lot of things in motion here, and now will Blue Sky survive? Will True Social survive? I think so, but I don't think that they use always going to be exclusive to them. I think, like most people, like who just uses one social media platform? Who just uses only Twitter? Who just uses only Facebook? Who only just use TikTok? I think it is just another additional app to see another different perspective. So I just think it's like fake outrage what the media is portraying, saying, hey, all these people are leaving, and I have seen celebrities saying, "Oh yeah, I'm leaving Twitter. I'm never coming back, and you would catch me posting on Blue Sky or catch me posting on True Social." But even then, even with them, I think they're gonna eventually end up coming back, because if you're a celebrity, you got something to sell, you got a movie to promote, you got a product to market, you're gonna go back to the biggest platform where everybody's at. I think that is my personal opinion, but you let me know what you think. If you agree or disagree. If you disagree, why? Look forward to seeing your responses. Hope you have a great day. Later.